Hello and welcome to the overview for Healthcare Solutions team. We are JMDM Insurance Group that consists of myself, Drew McCormick, and my business partner, Jason Martins. Congratulations on making it this far in the interview process. If you're viewing this webinar, that means you've made it at least through the first step. And what this step consists of is we hope to give you a much better overview of who Healthcare Solutions team is, what we do, who we look for, the type of person that is successful in this business opportunity, and if it seems like a good fit on your end as well, then we'll proceed with the final step in the interview process. So congratulations on making it this far, and we'll go ahead and get started. So a little bit about Healthcare Solutions team is company had started in 2007, founded by salespeople for salespeople, which sounds cliche, but really what is designed to do is focus on what motivates salespeople, and above all else, money. Salespeople want to see ways to make money. Number two is recognition, and lastly is incentives. The fun things like company trips and bonuses and different ways. And Healthcare Solutions team has always done a great job on focusing on all three ways that motivate salespeople. And this is just one of our trips to Cabo that we do typically about every year. But a little bit about myself. I had started in 2013 with really no insurance experience coming in, and very quickly became an expert in this business and haven't looked back. There's so much opportunity, and with all the healthcare reform, things keep changing. So there's no shortage of opportunity. So we're looking for people that are willing to learn and can come on board and do really well in this business. Company was started in here in Illinois. Main headquarters is in Lombard. There's also agents working across the country. There's main offices in Florida and Texas and St. Louis and Arizona and Massachusetts, and that as well as individuals that work from their home offices kind of across the country. So there's kind of agents all over the place at this point. In 2015, Healthcare Solutions team was bought out by National General, which is the old GMAC. So Healthcare Solutions team, or HST as I call it for short, is now owned by a multi-billion-dollar company. So that really gives us a lot more flexibility because we've got a lot more buying power now. And now that we're owned by an insurance company as well, while we do represent multiple different insurance companies, working with National General directly as it allows us to kind of design plans and products that directly meet the needs of our customers, which is very cool now. So this slide goes through the annual revenue of the company over the past 10 years or so, and you're going to notice a pretty steady increase year over year. 2014 is right when Obamacare had started, so really things has kind of taken off since then, and there's no shortage of that slowing down anytime soon. So into 2016 is when we really started figuring things out, and then 2017 was our best year ever at about 40 million or just under 40 million. So which if you're curious is about a 30% increase over last year's 36%. So, we're on pace now in 2018 to do this, same thing. So the company is growing quickly just because there's so much opportunity that, people are confused with how the healthcare changes and people need help. So we'll find ways to help people. Amount of agents Healthcare Solutions team has had also increases a pretty steady clip to Just this past year had just under 900 agents across the country. I think we're currently right around 1,000, maybe a little bit over, but yeah, the amount of agents that are with the company is also growing as well. This shows the overall retention of Healthcare Solutions team. Healthcare Solutions team, like any company, is going to have turnover, but really my takeaway from this slide is that the people that are successful with the company typically stay with the company. So the top 10 agents have 100% retention, top 50 agents have 100% retention, top 100 agents 92%, and so on. So, there's always people that are going to find other opportunities, but the people that are successful with the company generally stick with the company, which is, in my opinion, is pretty good sign. So. So average income. Let's get to the fun stuff. So what this slide shows is the average income for our top 250 agents. So this isn't necessarily superstars. This is kind of above average agents, if you will, and their average income year over year. So you'll notice in 2016, obviously a huge jump there from 61,000 to about 90,000. And then even into 2017,000, our top 250 agents were all making over six figures, which is awesome. And for the top 500 agents, if you're curious, which is really just the top half essentially, so not even superstars, just really average is about 60,000. So we hope that if you've made it this far in the interview process, you want to be greater than the top 500 agents, but we want to show you what the opportunity is. And so this slide then goes into not only the top 250 agents, but also top 100 agents, top 50 agents, and top 10 agents. So obviously the top 10 agents are making fantastic income, over $500,000 a year. But really my takeaway from this slide is that you'll notice, regardless of which level you're at within the company, of top 50 agents, top 100 agents, top 250 agents, is that year over year your income consistently goes up. And that for me was one of the most attractive factors, is that knowing that you're always going to make more than you did the year before. You can your income can grow faster than inflation, which unless you're working for yourself, that's tough to do. So that's the part that's really cool in my opinion, because as long as you're working, you're always going to make more than you did the year before, because your book of business continues to grow, you get more referrals, things get easier over time. So it's just always that getting started part, but that's the cool part, just knowing that as long as you keep working, you're always going to make more than you did the year before. So hopefully you understand this, if you made it this far, is that healthcare reform creates changes, and those changes are going to create confusion. It's going on every day, and then the confusion, people are looking for help. And that's what we provide, is we provide free assistance. Our services are completely free to our clients. Our compensation comes from the insurance company, not from our clients. And the bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. It's that simple. The more they keep messing with things, and who knows what Trump's going to come up with as far as healthcare reform, but the more they mess with things, the bigger the opportunity is for us, which, hey, is good. We also provide our agents with LeadMaster, which is basically our CRM tool. A lot of different capabilities with it. I'm not going to go into a ton of functionality of it at this point, but it's a place where you can manage your appointments, keep track of all your clients. You can send out mass emails. You can send out texts. So that way, when you're working a new lead, I always do the 3-touch system, is where you're going to call them, email them, text them, and you can do that all very simply through the system. Doesn't take any time. We get real-time leads through the system. So the lead system is designed to reward the people that are working. So uh, what I mean by that is with each policy that you write, you're going to get lead credits. Depending on the company, could be anywhere from $25 to $50 in lead credits. And then you're going to quote unquote buy those or use those lead credits to then buy leads through the system. So, and the leads through the system are, $5 or $10, depending on the type of lead, and 15 in some cases. But you're essentially using monopoly money to buy leads. So the theory there is that it becomes self-sustaining and snowballs over time. So the more leads you talk to, or the more people you talk to, the more policies you sell, the more leads you buy. So it snowballs over time. So and these are all warm sales leads. These are people that have gone online, inquired about health insurance. Our job is to kind of, try and find options that make sense based on what they're looking for. So, as well as the company will also help out with marketing reimbursements. So you can accumulate marketing dollars once again by selling policies that you could use for really any sort of marketing expenses. Whether that be if you want to buy pens for pens for yourself, or if you want to join your chamber of commerce, or go to a networking group, or set up a table at a trade show, or any marketing expense. If you want to run TV ads, or radio, whatever you want to do. Company will help out with that too. So it really gives a good opportunity to grow your business in multiple different ways. So our agents that are most successful will work the company warm sales leads, as well as they'll do their own marketing. So biggest ways I've always had success is with referral groups. Networking groups have been one of the biggest sources for myself. Social media is huge right now. There's so many things you can do with Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and all of those to generate leads. Walk and talks. That's just the old-fashioned, stopping into a business, dropping off a business card, introducing yourself. Great way to grow a business. Chamber of Commerce's, they're huge. Referrals, if I could have my entire business based on referrals, I would. Not necessarily always that simple, but passive marketing, that's the simple things, going around and putting up pull tabs at Starbucks. There's many different ways you can grow your business. I always recommend having your hand as many different pies as possible. So the market opportunity is growing quickly. Right now, our the bread and butter of our business is this little blue section of the pie, which is the individual, family, basically self-employed people, the people that don't get insurance through their own or through their employer. And that market segment, is growing dramatically. Biggest reason is because a lot of companies are dropping their group insurance plans and sending their individuals out onto the to get insurance themselves. So that piece of the pie is growing dramatically. So that's where we're going to spend the majority of our time, as well as we also serve as small business owners that have 5, 10, 30, 50, whatever as employees. Because those are really the two demographics of people that need help. For better or for worse, those are the people that are most impacted by healthcare reform. So, spend your time where it's going to be most valuable, and that's in those two demographics: self-employed individuals, small groups. So these are our core products. So we've got tons and tons of different plans and companies that we represent. These are kind of our core products, which right now the biggest area of opportunity is in the people that are looking for alternatives to healthcare.gov or the marketplace. They've been onto the marketplace, realized the cost of the plans, and are looking for something more affordable. So that's that's kind of, I guess, our perfect client right now, because there's millions of those people. And what these plans represent is a way to get much more affordable coverage for the right type of person. Definitely not a perfect fit for everyone. But like I said, for the right type of person that is in good health, doesn't really go to the doctor all that often, and is more concerned about kind of more major catastrophic events, they can get premiums that are typically about half of what they can get on healthcare.gov. So like with the major medical short-term plans, average premiums around 250. You'll notice if we go through healthcare.gov or the public marketplace, closer to 500, 600 bucks a month. So it's a dramatic savings for the right type of person. So that's kind of some of our core products, and that'll change as things change in healthcare. So we'll always adapt to what makes the most sense for our clients. Right now, at least for the right type of person, these are the most popular plans. So we are not captive agents with Healthcare Solutions Team. We do represent multiple insurance companies. This is not even the full list of them. That's I've kind of lost count. I think at this point I represent 40 some different insurance companies. So really what we do for our clients is try and find the best plan based on their scenario. In some cases that might even involve multiple companies. Maybe we'll write a short-term plan from National General, and then a dental from Starmount, or plan from United Healthcare, and then plan from Blue Cross. Whatever it is, we're piecing together the best parts of multiple companies, which is unique. You have to be an independent broker to be able to offer that to your customers, and your customers generally don't come up with ideas like that on their own. So weekly expectations is kind of open-ended. One of the biggest questions that we always get is, how much am I going to make? And it sounds cliche, but you really get out of this business what you put in. So, reason being, we look for people that are able to work independently. If you're the type of person that needs to be, managed and put in reports and all that, this is not the right opportunity. This is not going to be what you're looking for. But if you're the type of person that's entrepreneurial and able to work for yourself and wants to work, where and when you want to, certainly could be the right type of fit. So people often ask, how much am I going to make? And it's a difficult question to answer because, like I said, you're going to get out what you put in. But with that said, we try and create some kind of realistic expectations. So what this represents is if you sold 3 bundled policies per week. So not this is basically, so let's see, 3 clients that buy a short-term plan, an accident and or a critical illness plan, and then a dental plan. What that translates to as far as weekly commissions, about $2,200 between the 3 different plans. And then obviously if you continue that over the course of the year, that adds up pretty quickly. The reason that people get into insurance, at least for myself, is the renewals. We get paid on our clients' policies as long as they keep them, so it's obviously in our best interest to keep our clients around as long as we can, because those renewal checks then grow. So if you keep that same production up into second year, you're getting $5,000 a month, whether or not you even get up and go to work. $5,000 is what you're going to get in your deposit in your bank account. You keep that up over a 5-year period, you're getting $12,000 deposited into your bank, whether or not you even get up and go to work in the morning. Pretty awesome. After 5 years, you are fully vested in your commissions. So even if you decide to leave Healthcare Solutions Team, those commissions will always come to you. So bonus structure, many different ways that we get paid. We obviously get our carrier commissions from the different insurance companies that we represent. On top of that, you're eligible for a weekly producer bonus. So that is any week that you produce 7 applications, not necessarily 7 clients, keep in mind, because one client on average is going to purchase about 2.5 applications. So you got, dental, vision, medical, accident, critical illness, all of those are different plans. So say you sell 3 different plans to 3 different people, that's going to be 9 applications for that week. So you'd qualify for the 7 app bonus, which is $100. If you get the 10 apps, that's a $200 bonus. Excuse me, we've got our Superstar bonus, which that is 50 applications within your first 4 months. Keep in mind that's applications, once again, not necessarily clients. We've got carrier bonuses. All the different insurance companies that we work with literally fight over our business and throw out hundreds of thousands of dollars to try and earn our business. We've got the $1 Million Producer, which for me was one of the most attractive things about Healthcare Solutions Team. So once you've written $1 million in career production, whether that be in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is, whatever length of time it takes you to write $1 million in business, you become a partner in the company. With that, up front is a $10,000 bonus, but then really more important, I mean, $10,000 is awesome, don't get me wrong, but more importantly is that going forward, now you're going to participate in the overall revenue sharing of the company, and that's when things really can start changing. So I'll get into that more here in a second, but as I mentioned, a lot of our companies are basically fighting for our business, so they come up with different bonuses and incentives to help sell their products. So this past year, between all the different companies we represent, they handed us about $1 million in bonuses to go to work. So this is the partnership that I was mentioning. So the way, once you've written $1 million in total production, and keep in mind that's the way that is figured is that, let's say you write a family, their monthly premium is $1,000 a month. That's going to be considered a $12,000 sale because they're going to have paid that $1,000 premium 12 months of the year. So whatever the monthly premium is times 12, that's where that number comes from. So once you've written $1 million in total production, you're a partner in the company. Now, every year, the bonus is 8% of the company's revenue. So 8% of every dollar that comes into Healthcare Solutions Team is set aside into the partnership pool. So there's been about $8.5 million handed out in bonus money, which the average check being just under $20,000 per bonus. And top individual producer got a $62,000 bonus. Not too shabby this past year. Top overall team leader got about $130,000 bonus this past year. So, which is awesome. There's always a big party in February. This upcoming year, it's going to be held in Jamaica. Normally, not normally, but a lot of times it's in Chicago downtown. But this year, take it on the road to Jamaica. So it's fun to see these checks that are handed out. Because a lot of these bonuses are more than most people make in a year, which is crazy. And that's this is just icing on the cake. This is just bonus money, which is which is fun. So there's always a big party every February where partners from all over the country fly in, and it's fun. So if you are considering Healthcare Solutions Team, make that goal number one. Above all else, make partner as quickly as possible. And on average, it's about a 2-year typically to write $1 million. But if you can do it faster, then good for you. So this shows how many partners. There is no cap. Sometimes people bring that up. How many partners are allowed? There is no cap because the larger the pie, the more partners, the more we all share in the company's revenue. It's all good. So this past year, about 3.1 million was handed out to the 162 partners, and that's hopefully this year we're at 4.5 million. So we'll keep growing this pie. And we are family. These are, just pictures of different events we've had, throughout the year, and I mean, it's fun to come to these events. They're big parties, but really, what I like about these events is it's a good opportunity to share ideas with people across the country. You'll meet people that you've seen their name on an email or on the leaderboard or whatever it is, um, and you get an opportunity to share ideas with them, which is cool. Um, and so Jason and myself, we are dedicated to our agents' success. There's a lot of different ways that um, we support our agents. We do supply leads and training and everything over and above whatever healthcare solutions team provides. So really, our goal, like my personal goal when we bring on a new agent, is to show you how to make six figures as quickly as possible. Because in my mind, that's when you've made it, and the faster we can show that to new agents, the better. So, and once you've made six figures, there's no going back. For me personally, that was one of my goals when I came to Healthcare Solutions Team. I had never made six figures before, and it was always one of my goals, and never hit it until I came to Healthcare Solutions Team. So that's for me personally was one of my goals, and I like to share that with my new agents as well. So the next steps. If you aren't already licensed, next step is getting licensed. I won't go into that process right now. We'll handle that separate time. Then our new agent training, which is typically the third week of the month, and then from there, once you're licensed, you've been through training, then it's picking up the phone. Get knocking on doors, whatever it is, and start selling. That's how you get started in this business. Very simple. So as I mentioned, we're looking for people that want to make a six-figure income. That above all else is really our goal for our new agents. So that's the extent of our presentation. The last step is to schedule a final interview. So if this seems like the right opportunity that might fit what you're looking for, please reach back out to Tiffany, our assistant, and she'll schedule a time with Jason or myself to get an interview for us. And if you have any other further questions, we'll address those at that point. Tiffany's email again is jmdm at myhst.com. That's jmdm at myhst.com. Thanks so much for your time, and we hope you found this to be beneficial.